Hey everybody, it's Tunison Witchify. I'm finally back with game 2 of Battle Cry. I've I was literally sick the entire month of March with either upper respiratory infection or really fucked up allergies to where every time I would breathe in, I would sit there and cough uncontrollably. And yeah, so I was very uh, out of commission for the month of March. Um, so I apologize in advance because the next few battle reports are going to be completely and totally winging it from what I can tell from the pictures. I'll try and remember what happened in these games, but it was back in February, at the end of February, when I actually did this tournament, so I apologize. So game 2 was against, ding ding ding, guess what? Another dwarf army. um, so this one was assassin-less, is what he named it. The army's assassin stayed in his tent with his wenches. You must pick up his slack. Refuse flank and capture the flags was the secondary. Um, this was against a guy named Drew who was literally just getting back into Warhammer, or the Ninth Age, into tabletop rather, probably a better way of saying it. Um, he his entire army was gray, unfortunately, but he was an amazing opponent. He was a very nice guy. He had played in 8th, but that was about it. He hadn't played any other tabletop rank and file stuff like this for years, so he was getting back into it, and he decided to jump in head first into doing a tournament. So hats off to him for that. But um, it was a very fun game for me after the trouncing I got, because playing against a person who didn't know what they were doing, or didn't know the rules as well as the last guy, made it, I wouldn't say easier for me per se, but I knew what I could do, and he didn't have any idea on what my army could do, so it was an advantage to me. But so this was the diagonal deployment, and yeah, so I think I ended up dropping first, and then I think I dropped first in pretty much all my games. But you'll see, we'll go over the deployment and all that good stuff. But I will do the fluff and then get into the game. Alright, so I'm going to go over my opponent's list, and then I'll have, like I did before, a little information link to my list video, which has my full list in the first minute or two of the video, or whatever. So his general, or his king, is his general with runic weapon of Fury and Might. He's on shield bearers, and then he also has the rune of Steel and Bronze. And then runic talisman of Kinship and Shielding ×2. I think the Kinship one is the one where he can actually join the miners, which is what he did. Which personally, I think that was not the best idea, because ambushing your general on could take longer than what you would like, which I think happened for him. So you never saw a single ounce of combat. But like I said, he's a new player, just getting into the Ninth Age, so he will learn. Then his BSB had Rune of Quickening and Destruction on his weapon, and then Runic Armor with a Rune of Iron. Excuse me. So you can tell I still have that annoying ass cough. Let's see. So then he has an Engineer with a Runic Talisman of Shielding. A second Engineer, which I didn't actually put in the little list. Let's see. Anvil of Power with Rune of Cleansing, Rune of Storms, and Rune of Reckoning. Then he has 20 Greybeards, full command, Vanguard, throwing weapons, heavy armor, and shields. 20 Deep Watch with full command, and the Runic Standard gives him Vanguard. 20 Miners with full command, throwing weapons, heavy armor, and shields. And then 20 Guild Handgunners with Guild Crafted Handguns, heavy armor, and shields. So that's his list. Next will be the fluff, and then the report. It also helps to note that I forgot to say he has 2 ballistas and a catapult as well. Just FYI. King Akasion's scout crested the hill, catching his breath against a large pine tree. He had been running non-stop for the last 2 days. Even for a dwarf's constitution, it put a toll on him. But he had little time to worry about that. The scene that lay before him was one of abject horror. He had been too late. The forces of the Dark Gods had made it to their neighboring clan hold, their forces already assaulting the stalwart dwarf positions. The scout pushed on, hoping to help in any way he could. But his hopes were dashed when he saw what led the Dark Gods' forces. It was the Dragon Rider, that which he saw get torn asunder by his own clan organ guns. If that beast could survive that, what then could save them? Alright, so here is deployment. Like I said, is the diagonal. I think this is after Vanguards for my Hell Riders. Like I said, this guy was new, so as you see his deployment, you'll see why I deployed so heavily on the side with my Vanguards and my Dragon. But there's one of his crossbows right there. My Hell Riders Vanguarded up, like I said, my General on Dragon, a unit of Lust Fallen, and then my Lance Crushers. Next to the, across from the Crushers, where that field is, I have my first Blood Beast that's attached to my General. Again, sorry for the blurry picture, I think I was doing this quickly, so I apologize for that. But next to the, in between the 2 Blood Beasts is my Warrior Block with Wrath Priest in it. I think they're full command with Halberds, Wrath. Then that second Blood Beast is attached to the Wrath Priest. Then you have my other True Chaos Fallen. And I think, like I said, his stuff isn't painted, but I think I go through and show his army as well, but I think I can't tell if that's Deep Watch first. I think it's Deep Watch, and then his clan, or his Greybeards rather. Then behind my Fallen are my other Crushers with Demon Weapons, and then my Knights with Lances, True Chaos. And there is his deployment. I'm pretty sure this is everything. And let's see, it looks like it's the other way around. It looks like his long beards are the top block, and then the what are they called? The Deep Watch, or the block on the bottom. And then across the top he has his his 2 ballistas, ballista. Then in the middle is his his Anvil of Power. Then other ballista, his 20 clan marksmen, and then his catapult. And then his miners in general are off the board right now because they're ambushing. And I believe he actually gets first turn. Let's see. So yeah, I think this is picture of his first turn. His ballista shooting at my Hell Riders and missing. This is to show that he didn't really do anything else. I think he maybe... I don't think his movement did anything else on him. Then this is, I believe, my turn, where I attempted a charge with my Blood Beast there, my second Blood Beast, and my Crushers all into his units right in front of him. My Hellrider's got the charge off on his first ballista. The only one that made it into his deep watch, or is it deep watch? Yeah, his deep watch. No, those are his fucking. It's so hard to tell. This one is. I think this is deep watch. He's behind his hand is his other unit. My Hellriders don't do much. Actually, no, they do. They took out the anvil and overran into his, or took out his ballista and overran into his anvil. Let's see, he puts 2 wounds on my blood beast, and I take off 4. It looks like. And then he goes ahead and takes out the remaining wounds on my blood beast. Here he actually wins combat, I think, but I stick. They reform like this to face the fallen. And then this looks like it's after combat. So I charged in my demon weapon crushers into the deep watch along with the fallen, and then my lance crushers into and the lust fallen into his graybeards. And combat did not go well for against the deep watch, but luckily the remaining 2 what are they called? Fallen stuck. Let's see. I want to say that and he lost, I think, against the with his graybeards. Oh no, he actually takes off. I think one of my crushers was taken off before they charged in with either the hand weapons or the throwing weapons they had, or the bolt throwers taking out stuff. But I took off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. It looks like there. He didn't really do much to my fallen. Looks like they reformed. And then they stuck around. The general charged into the anvil along with the Hellriders. Or no. Yeah. The Hellriders bounced off an inch because they... no, hold on. So, the Hellriders weren't doing enough to the anvil. So I had my general charge into the anvil. He took out the anvil and overran. And I held the Hellriders back to go after the engineer. Let's see. Trying to remember what the hell happened here. Looks like there's just the pictures of the combat here prior to his turn. Ah, yes. Finally, his general and his guys come on, and I believe they do throwing weapons into the knights and take out 1. Then it looks like, yeah, I finally take out the remainder of his graybeards. I think they flee, and I catch them. But then both my units run into the deep watch on that end. Then on my turn, I charge in my warriors into the deep watch, and basically I'm just whittling them down. Then here I get a combo charge with the knights and the general into his marksman and wipe the floor with them. And then the knights turn to face the catapult. The 2 Hellriders ended up going into the engineer and not doing so well, but they stuck. And then the other engineer had popped out initially for to deal with the basically he was trying to coax my general into going after him, but yeah, no. I went into the flank and then turned to face him. Again, still whittling down the deep watch here. And all this time, I think his Lord's unit is like trying their damnedest to run in to help, but I don't think they actually get there. Let's see. Yeah, I won combat. Pretty sure. I think, yeah, they ended up. I think they ran and I chased him. It was just a picture of that. It didn't actually like show. I don't think I actually chased him, but I think he actually ran and I caught. I think it was just his BSB left, and I ran and chased him down. Then the general went into his other engineer, and I think he lost a wound from stand and shoot, maybe. I can't remember, but my general got a wound ticked off on him. My knights took out the catapult, and my Hellrider continued to just lick the engineer. Tunarch's rage was palpable. He drove his dragon to exhaustion. It served the beast right. After it fled like a scared bird, he ordered his warriors to leave no stone unturned, to slay every dwarf they could find. As Tunarch tore through the dwarven artillery, Jaren and his warriors smashed into the front lines of the dwarven phalanx. It was a tough fight, the dwarves proving their hardiness, but in the end their stubbornness was their undoing. The dwarf king, however, had arrived too late to save his clansmen. He and his scouts had returned from a raid on a goblin settlement. The scene for him was more horrible than it was for Akasion's scout. The dwarf king ordered the retreat of his forces back into the mountain. An ancient grudge would be etched into the Hold's book this day. So in the end, I was unable to get a 20-0 because his general's unit was still alive. I did, however, get the objective, which the objective for this one was to capture the flag. So I got his 3 units that I think it was the 3 that were on the board, basically. He actually got 1,000 points from me too, so it was not too bad. But all in all, it was a very fun game. Drew, if you're watching, I know you got the wooden spoon award, but don't give up. Keep playing. Dwarves are actually really good, as you can see from above my game versus Mark. And I think Mark actually in this tournament actually came in like a 3rd or something. So all you Dwarven Hold guys, just remember that they're actually can do well in tournaments. Apparently the Deep Watch is broke as shit. Just saying. Anyways, do the fluff real quick and then do a final closing. Alright, so sorry about this taking so damn long to actually get completed for game 2 of a fucking tournament I did in the end of February. But for some reason my editing software, it's Adobe 9, like Premiere 9, so it's kind of old, but it keeps crashing on me on my new computer, my new laptop, and I don't know why. I've not had a chance to actually fuck with it and try and see if I can fix it, but I will try and do that so it doesn't take me freaking a week to do a single battle report. Again, the next few reports are going to be a little like ragtag thrown together or whatever, because like I said, it's been a while, and I don't remember exactly what happened, and I took a crap load of pictures, so that's one of the downsides to the slideshow-esque picture thing, or picture battle report for me, is I don't remember shit, and I don't usually remember this shit like prior to anyways, and yeah, but I'm going to try and get actual, like, for like the magic phase and stuff like that, I'm going to try and, at least for my own magic phase, I'm going to try and take pictures of the magic cards that I use, because I think my next list is going to have magic in it for once. But then I will have the ability to actually take pictures and say, hey, this is what I cast, or what I actually got off. And if my opponent has the cards as well, I can use them. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video, and a like, sub, all that good stuff, and comment, critiques, always welcome. I do this stuff on my free time, what little I have with 2 kids and wife and work and all that. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I know, for me, when I'm at work, I put battle reports on in the background and just jump in and out and listen to them. I love listening to the battle reports of other people. I know there's not too many in the way of the Warriors of the Dark Gods, so I'm going to try and continue doing them. Eventually, I'll have other armies that I'm going to be doing because I just did the Dragon Empire Kickstarter, which I'm debating on doing an Empire army or a High Elves army for that with them, or I'm still slowly working on my Shadow Warrior themed army, whether it's going to be um, based on Wood Elves rules or if it's going to be based on actual Highborn Elves. We'll see. Depends on how they look when they get reworked, if it's something I still want to play with. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Hopefully it won't be 4 weeks from now. Bye, bro.